What's up, fantasy people? This is Tyler, Big Third Ward, and Jason, the lucky bastard Youth and Walt, coming at you live from the West Coast. And this is the Fantasy Red Zone. Today, Jason, we've got their trade calculator. Beep, bop, beep, bop, beep. Real trades, man. We're going to name our holds, our sells, our buys, and then we're going to go all over real life trades that are happening today, yesterday, stuff like that, man, for those players. See if that's something that we would want to do ourselves. Before we get into all that, Jason, we got the news. And before we get into even that, this show needs help, man. This show needs help, dog. Please tell the public how they can help this show.
If you guys made it this far and then enjoying the episode, please smash the like, hit the subscribe. We got to get pushed out there, man. We got to get pushed out there, man. We got to do it. But we can't do it without you guys. We're also on the radio and Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We also got a Patreon and a thank you button on all our videos. Tyler, back to you.
Hey, Jason, Malik Neighbors tore his ACL. They said it like right afterwards, which usually means it's a full tear, and then it came back today positive for Malik. So Darius Slayton, Jason, is who I want from this team. They're gonna have to they're gonna be throwing the ball deep a lot still. It's just gonna not be the same hit rate as it would be with Malik Neighbors. So who are you gonna try to pick up off of this? Plus, I would have been super excited to watch Jackson Dart with Malik Neighbors. That would have really upped his upside. But now, man, it's going to really hold back Jackson Dart.
Yeah, we were actually talking about this in the offseason, dude. We were like, fuck Russell Wilson. We're waiting for the Jackson Dart show. You heard it. You heard it straight from the gut. The gut. Uck. Yeah, and then what? After one quarter, he like ran and the blade of grass just like made him tumble like a weed out there and just like tore his ACL. That sucks. But yeah, I saw some stat that last year when what's his name, Neighbors was out for a couple games, I think with concussion maybe, that Slayton played pretty well. So
yeah, I mean, I expect I bet you he's going to be averaging like 88 yards a game. So that's like a floor of like 8 points. I would pick him up, man, as far as a flex option goes. And then Jason, Joe Alt, I don't know if he got carted off the field. I think it was his own power. Mm-hmm. Anyways, man, he got injured right in the beginning of that game, and everybody's all, man, R.I.P. Omarion. And Omarion Hampton had a great game, but still, Joe Alt would be great to have back. He was diagnosed with a high ankle sprain, so it wasn't as bad as people thought. 4+ weeks, though, still. So, Jason, you are an Omarion Hampton owner. It should get better in about a month.
It should get better? That's great.
I know, because he's still killing it.
Yeah. I think he was able to walk off the field, and then when he got to the bench, they carved him, if I remember right.
They carved him?
I think
they carted him. I think they carved him.
They carved him up. They carved him a new Achilles. And they said, get back in there.
They carved yeah. Anyways, Jason, Ricky Pearsall. My Ricky Pearsall has a minor PCL injury. He went in with the injured knee. Then I was watching that game. He was doing awesome. And then he kind of re-injured that knee again, had to go. Then he was in and out of the game, barely used. So yeah, dude, I do not like any of that. And he's playing on Thursday night. And so that status is up in the air. I would not want to start him this Thursday.
Are you sure it's this Thursday?
That's what when I was reading the, on the Reddit about the Ricky Pearsall's PCL injury, it said Thursday night. And I was like, whatever. I didn't even check because I was doing all the other stuff.
I hope you're right, because I thought it was Drake May and the Bills this Thursday. Maybe it's
one of those weeks where they've got 2 Thursday night games, Jason.
Like they got 2 Monday night games right now, dude. I hate it. I hate this crap. It's stupid.
I hate it. I hate this crap. It's stupid.
I hate it.
San Francisco. It's the Rams in San Francisco, Jason.
Okay, I have to watch.
So whoever's playing Puka Nacua is going to wake up with after overcoming a 35-point deficit right off the bat.
Yeah, I saw him and Juwan Jennings both got hurt that game, and they both tried to make an attempt to come back in, but couldn't do it. Like they were telling the coach, nah, dog, nah, no, don't send me back in there, dude.
That's when Robinson came in, and then also Jason Lamar, his hamstring. I don't know how serious it is. That's something to monitor. If anything, I think this is going to help Derrick Henry. Man, give him some more touches.
Yes. I want to get your opinion. I want to get your thought process. Let's pull back the curtain here a little bit on Do you think he actually hurt? He hurt his hamstring, or were you like,
dude? I didn't even watch the tape because everybody's like, "Oh, there was nothing, man, that indicated it or whatever." And it's like, dude, I don't know. I would probably just trust Lamar Jackson because usually he's pretty. He's never quit before, and he's pretty honest with things. I'd probably just trust whatever he says. I haven't even checked to see what he says. So yeah, I've only heard of this topic on sports radio today.
Okay, well, you're the second most honest guy I know, so I'll take your word for it.
The second, who's the most?
Lamar Jackson.
Oh shit! All right, Jason, let's get into. I think we're gonna do the buys first. I was supposed to go by what's most interesting, but I was working up to the bell on this one, Jason. Up to the bell, ding ding. There we go. Well, that's the end of Rocky. Ding ding. They both got the mouthpieces in. Then you never know who won the fight until Creed. And then I don't know if he says either. I think it's still private business. Or I think he says Apollo won that fight. I think it was Apollo that won that fight. Jason, do you even know what I'm talking about?
Are you talking about the very end where they took the picture?
No, I'm talking about the very end of Rocky, maybe 2, when they're boxing together. Maybe 3.
They freeze frame at the very end where they're punching each other.
When you say take a picture, I imagine them going like this, you know? Like posing I didn't realize it was a freeze frame of them hitting each other. It was the picture.
Everyone say Adrian.
All right, dude, let's get into the buys.
Okay. Yeah.
Chris Godwin, man. He was my fantasy star for like 2 or 3 seasons. 5 fantasy points. That's all he had. You're like, why am I telling you to trade for him? Ran a route on 91% of Tampa Bay's dropbacks in week 4 when I'm going to my wide receivers, versus cornerbacks episode. 91% route participation is elite, man. That's insane on your first week back as an older player. But they did need him because, Mike Evans was out. He tied Emeka Egbuka for the team lead in targets with 10. So, yeah, a full workload. But he only caught 3 of his 10 targets for 26 yards for that 5 fantasy points at Seattle. So, the best cornerback's going to be over on Egbuka. San Francisco can't stop the pass. Then at Detroit's defense is playing pretty well. But still, man, if I could get Chris Godwin right now, I'm going to try to because I have Baker Mayfield. I want that stack. I'd say to go ahead and try to trade for him right now, dude.
Oh, shit. That's giving me a cramp for some reason. His coming back from an injury, and I saw here that he ran like 91% of the dropbacks. That's crazy to me. He was playing like a demigod out there making those routes. Godwin, demigod.
Okay. I was just like, you watch like the Titans, the Clash of the Titans lately?
No, I think crazy thoughts.
That was good. I liked it. Okay.
All right. You want to do the trade calculator now, or you got more to say?
Oh, thank you, Jason. I was going to go on to the next one. Dude, give me a trade calculator. I want to see if I got any of these. If I have any of these players.
Chris Godwin for Chris Brown.
Oh, you mean Chase Brown?
Chase Brown. Did I say Chris Brown again? I would not make that trade for Chris Brown. Do not do the trade for Chris Brown.
It depends on what kind of league. Chase Brown, I would take. Dude, that's terrible. You got. Right now, that's too much for Chris Godwin. I would have to get more than just Chris Godwin in that trade for Chase Brown, but I would highly advise getting rid of Chase Brown.
Okay, Chris Godwin. Oh, here we go. Lad McConkey.
Oh, I would take Chris Godwin, Jason. And it's going to be, it might be the same role, but at least there's the upside of Mike Evans being injured the entire year and him still maybe tying Egbuka with targets. But yeah, dude, Lad McConkey is going to be wide receiver 3 on that team every single week till the end of the season. So, I would take Chris Godwin.
Okay. Last
That's
one.
Insane.
Chris Godwin, Isaiah Pacheco.
Oh, Isaiah Pacheco's had his time. And Brashard Smith did something stupid and they took him right off the field. Man, Isaiah Pacheco you can't even start Isaiah Pacheco. And right now, Chris Godwin, PPR, 10 targets in this offense. I would take Chris Godwin. Those are some realistic trades. I like that, Jason. All right. You're going to like this one. Next up, I'm going value here, man. Value wide receivers is a theme today, apparently. Jakobi Meyers, 7 fantasy points he scored this last game, so not much. Scored a season low 7 fantasy points against the Bears on a season high 35% target share against the Bears, dude. So the Bears have been bleeding points to everybody, Jason. And he only ended up with 7 fantasy points, but a 35% target share. Single-digit fantasy points in 2 of the last 2 weeks, and has yet to score a touchdown this season. So you see some touchdowns coming soon. Brock Bowers has been banged up. Who knows how long that's going to last, man. But Jakobi Meyers right now, man, at Indianapolis, who's actually a good defense, apparently. Tennessee and Kansas City. I don't like those 3 matchups. But if I'm looking for, like, if I'm wide receiver needy right now, man, Jakobi Meyers and Chris Godwin would be huge targets for me. Value targets.
Oh, my gosh, dude. Sorry. Something crazy was just happening. Yeah, I had Jakobi Meyers in my sleeper league, and I've seen like what happened last week, and I think it's just an outlier week for him. What a crazy game! How they've been like pass heavy. Ashton Genty, I think, had 2 receiving touchdowns in that game. He broke out. They still lost, didn't they? Didn't the Raiders still lose the last second field goal?
Yeah. So.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So you're right about all that, and it was just against the Bears. I don't know, man. Geno Smith had been throwing the ball like 38 times a game, I thought.
Yeah. No, don't get me wrong. Like, you could run against the Bears. You can.
Yeah.
We had somebody that I work with was talking about Ashton Genty and like benching him. And I was like, dude, honestly, if there was any game that you're going to start him, this would be the game to do it, because the Bears allow a lot of yards before contact. And so that's something that his offensive line's been struggling with all year. So some of the trades here, so I got no worries with Jakobi Meyers. I would still try to grab him. Would you do Jakobi Meyers, Dalton Kincaid?
I would rather, dude, right now I'd probably have Dalton Kincaid, which is terrible. Just because I'm tight end needy, but I think that's a fair trade. It depends on what you need. If you needed a wide receiver, I'd give up Dalton Kincaid for him.
Jakobi Meyers, Cam Scatterbo.
Oh, dude, I'd rather have Cam Scatterbo. You kidding me? So, yeah, I'd keep the boot.
Next big thing. And then what about, what's a good one here? Okay. Let's do this. Jakobi Meyers, J.K. Dobbins.
Dude, I've got J.K. Dobbins. And to me, like, J.K. Dobbins was like a top 16 running back heading into this game, even though he's sucking right now. Damn. I think I would keep J.K. Dobbins still with the running back landscape this year, Jason.
Okay.
All right, next up. You're going to love this one, Jason. Chris Olave, because you just suggested somebody to trade for him, and now is a perfect time. Only 9 fantasy points in full PPR for Chris Olave. That is his like base floor of the floors. Failed to hit 10 targets for the first time this season in week 4. He still had a 25% target share, and he's had that every single week this year, all 4 weeks. Caught a touchdown. All right, so it was his first week with the touchdown, and he was still below 11 fantasy points for the first time, man. So better weeks ahead for Chris Olave. He gets the Giants, he gets New England, and then at Chicago. So 3 matchups that do not scare me. Jason, Chris Olave is a huge buy for me right now.
Yeah, he would have had over 10 points, but I don't know if you saw this.
I did not.
Tyler, he threw an interception.
Oh, God.
Yeah, at the goal line, he threw an interception. So he actually started the game with, like, depending on how your league is set up, in the negative points. So that was pretty crazy, but thank God he got that touchdown, his first one of the year.
Dude, but take advantage of that, man. Like, if you can get Chris Olave right now, I mean, he'd probably be my number one out of those. No, I'd rather have Chris Godwin than Chris Olave. That's tough. Yeah, just because of the quarterback, and then Jakobi Meyers. All right, Jason. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Do you have any trades?
Yeah, I was going to just say, Chris Olave is getting a lot of opportunities, man.
Oh, hell yeah, that's all I want.
I got
BTJ for Chris Olave.
I don't know, man.
I know, right?
Yeah, he's averaging 12 targets a game. So, all right, let's Chris Olave, DeAndre Swifty.
That sucks, man. I was really, when I watched DeAndre Swift in the beginning of the year, I was like, dude, he's gonna have a huge year. I love this. But I would take Chris Olave, Jason, no problem.
Yeah, he's benefiting a lot from the passing game. His running metrics last night or yesterday was not really good. If I remember, it was like 14 attempts for 32 yards.
Yeah, he's been inefficient this year in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about? Let's do this. Oh, here we go. What about Chris Olave for Jordan Mason?
As a Jordan Mason owner, that is very interesting because Jordan Mason is game script dependent. Chris Olave is not. I think that's a fair trade, as much as we don't want to think about that, because I think Jordan Mason kind of got overhyped there for a second. Yeah, because, man, when they were behind, it was all the rookie. He had like 6 or 7, 8 targets. I can't remember what it was. So if Jordan Mason's got to be in a close game for him to be getting the carries. So I think I would go. But then, it's rare. Now having running backs is pretty hard to find. I think it's a fair trade. I'd probably keep Jordan Mason because of the landscape of the running backs. But, dude, I think that's a super fair trade.
Okay. And then last one. This one's kind of crazy. Hot take. Chris Olave, A.J. Brown.
I'd rather have Chris Olave, Jason, which is that's a great person to put up for. I mean, you could probably get AJ Brown for Chris Olave and, Matthew Golden or some kind of weird rookie that's not really broken out yet.
Yeah, it's crazy. I just read some stat. The Eagles, they put up monster points again last week. Jalen Hurts didn't even complete a pass in the second half.
Second half, dude. It's insane.
So yeah. When you got, that's kind of normal for him. So how's AJ Brown supposed to blow up when he's having multiple games like that? It's crazy.
Don't blow up. You can't say that on a plane. Bomb, 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 bomb. I can't remember how that goes. Anyways, Jason, Rashee Rice, 0 fantasy points he had this last week.
Oh, it's close.
People have been sending me. I'm a Rashee Rice owner. They've been sending me bullshit trades, dude. It's insane how much lowballing is going on with the Rashee Rice stuff right now. But what was encouraging to me is how desperate they are for a wide receiver, Jason. In his return off of an injury, Xavier Worthy saw a 23% target share and ran routes on 71%. So to have a 23% overall target share and only run 71% of the routes, dude, they are desperate. They were throwing to him every time he was on the field. So I cannot wait for Rashee Rice to come back. He's going to be a top 10 wide receiver. And if you can trade for him right now, and somehow it's the guy that has him has a lot of wide receivers, I would go ahead and try to do that.
2 more games.
2 more games.
Okay, here we go. Rashee Rice, David Montgomery.
Oh, Rashee Rice, dog.
Rashee Rice, Travis Etienne.
Two. I'm about to throw everything I have at Etienne. I wanted to put him on a trade for, but you're gonna just have to pay up with Etienne. Like, it's probably not the smartest thing to buy Etienne when he's at his all-time highest, but I'm gonna try to. I'd probably take Etienne. I'd probably take Rashee Rice, Jason.
Dude,
full PPR, Rashee Rice. Anything not full PPR, I'd go Etienne.
We know the potential of what
I had to watch
Rashee
that
Rice
Jacksonville game, Jason. That was insane.
Yeah, I know. Last one. Would you do Rashee Rice for Deebo Samuel?
Rashee Rice.
Okay.
Only way that works out for Deebo Samuel is if Terry McLaurin's out for the year. So, all right, here's another one, Jason. Do you want to go over the ones that you? Or I'll just go over one more. I don't know. Derrick Henry.
We can do mine at the end.
Okay, Derrick Henry, 7 fantasy points. Jason, game script is obviously playing a role with this, but Justice Hill outsnapped Derrick Henry 32-21, dude, in week 4. Derrick Henry owners are so pissed. You should see what they're writing, man, like on the Reddit boards and stuff. I'm going to give him away for blah, 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 blah. For Brashard Smith. Yeah, so 12 or fewer rushes in each of the last 3 games. That is insane. And then you're looking at his next 3 weeks. Houston with those linebackers, but it should be a close game, if any, or maybe even a blowout. The Rams with that defense, and that should be a close game. And then a bye. So Jason, I'm still trying to take advantage of this. I think this is going to be Derrick Henry's worst 3-week stretch of the last 2 years. So I'm buying at an all-time low for Derrick Henry. And if I could put something together for him right now, I would. I'm hoping J.K. Dobbins has an awesome night so I could trade him and something else for Derrick Henry. Him and BTJ or something.
Yeah, I think, you're right. But for how terrible he's been playing, like, I think it's just the game script. I mean, we've been expecting the Ravens to be a Ravens of last year and just have, like, the lead for 85% of the game, but that hasn't been happening. And, Justin Hill, he is the pass-catching running back in that backfield. So when he gets, like, these games where they're not going to be blowouts and they're not going to be playing from behind, he's going to get a lot more opportunities for show. What we got?
J.K. Dobbins is up to 30 yards.
Straight up, dog. Derrick Henry, Ashton Genty.
Well, that would have been, I guess I would have said Derrick Henry because of the team, dude. Scoring opportunities. Oh my God. I would just be like Derrick Henry. But now, Jason, there is a 10% chance that we got to look at our new CG 2K over there in Las Vegas. But nah, dude, I'd keep Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry, Nico Collins.
That's tough because I like Nico Collins a lot. I think this is almost a fair trade because it's almost like a top 5-6 wide receiver for a top 5-6 running back in my eyes still. So depends on what you want. I'd probably keep Derrick Henry. Jason, I don't remember. Nico Collins had at least I know he was awesome last week. I think he was okay this week. I'd stick with Derrick Henry still, Jason.
Okay, then last one. Would you do Derrick Henry for Garrett Wilson?
Ooh. I haven't even checked this game. Looking at the score of the game, I haven't checked the stats yet, but I think I'm still going Derrick Henry, Jason.
He just had an amazing catch called back because they did a offensive pass interference, which was a bogus call. Just so you know, but yeah.
Okay. Well, that's what I would do. I would keep Derrick Henry on all those.
Okay.
All right, man. I think it's my last one real fast. Ted McMillan has hit a 25% target share in three of his 4 games this season, 8+ targets each week. Played through a calf injury in week 4, so he actually did really bad considering, but 10 fantasy points. He is a rookie, so it will get better. And then I just really love his 2 next matchups, Miami and Dallas, and then he gets the Jets. So then over the next 2 weeks, if he gets targeted the same like he has, he should have his best 2 weeks yet as a pro, I would think, and then you're not going to be able to trade for him. So if you are into Ted McMillan, that right now would be the time to trade for him.
Yeah, he actually, his 8+ targets each week, I think it's him and somebody else. There's only like 2 people, and it's probably Puka Nacua, to be honest.
Oh, well, yeah, it probably is, man.
Yeah.
So
I saw some stat about that, so okay. Or maybe it was just for rookies. Don't listen to me. Let's go straight to it. Let's get out of here. All right, King Tet or George Pickens?
Oof. I'm going King Tet because George Pickens is going to go back to being barely a flex, maybe, as soon as CeeDee Lamb comes back, because Jake Ferguson and CeeDee Lamb are going to be the 2 constants there. So, yeah, if you need to win right now and you're like, fuck it, go with George Pickens for the next 3 weeks.
What about Chase Brown?
I'd rather have Ted McMillan over Chase Brown right now because, like I said, I think Ted McMillan's going to take off in the latter half of the season.
Okay, with you saying that, and that this person's going to be out for probably another 3 weeks, would you trade him for CeeDee Lamb? Or CeeDee Lamb for King Tet?
Oh my God, if you can get CeeDee Lamb, I would put Tet and a bunch of crazy shit together for CeeDee Lamb. So yeah.
Yeah, that just happened yesterday.
Dude, maybe I need to see what's going on with that, Jason. I would think I'd have to trade like Rashee Rice and Tet for CeeDee Lamb. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, something little Mo.
Yeah, so that's a great deal. All right, Jason, do you have any buys, or do you want to go yours at the very end?
No, let's do some buys right now, and
Gotcha.
then I got a question for you after the buy, after the bye week. Buy Tucker Kraft. So he was 5 for 56 against the Cowboys last week. He was stopped at the 1 inch line, not once.
I saw that,
but twice. His worst game was week 3 versus the Browns, who have one of the top ranked defenses. 5 targets a game, not the best, but he is 8th in design target share. They draw up plays for Kraft to get the ball. He's 6th in red zone targets. They do these design targets in the red zone. and top 11th in first read share. So when when Love is looking at him, he gets the ball. First read, hike, boom, Kraft. Then when he gets the ball, he's actually second in yards after the catch. So also his expected fantasy points per game is 5th for tight ends. Next 4 games are against the Bengals, Cardinals, Steelers, and Panthers. These 4 teams have a combined rank of 7 for most points allowed by tight ends.
Oh, man.
Okay, so, and when I'm going here, it's that, CeeDee Lamb, when he returns to the Cowboys, Jake Ferguson's going to take a step back. And then when Kittle gets off of IR, he's going to do Kittle down the middle with a fiddle type thing. I could see Kraft being a top 5 tight end for the rest of the season.
Yeah, Jason, I was watching that game, and I could not believe it, man. Again, I was holding out for Musgrave to be the pass catcher there, but it is not, obviously. And if I could try to get Tucker Kraft right now, that's very interesting what you were saying. So, and I forgot about those 2 long, those 2 almost touchdowns. So, because my tight end situation sucks in our home league. So, yeah, I'm gonna look into that. I might try to trade for Jake Ferguson
because Tucker Kraft is actually one of the people I said do not draft this offseason.
Dude, me too. Because again, Luke Musgrave had the draft capital and was getting the targets before he went down, and that's what happened. Tucker Kraft came from that.
Yeah,
but anyways,
it was crazy. And I think we also saw the Packers. They threw the ball, or they ran the ball like the 5th most last year. Well, that's not happening this year.
Oh shit! All right,
okay.
Jason.
Would you do? Oh, right off the bat? No, you won't do that. I know you won't do that. I know you. Okay, Tucker Kraft for Bill.
Yeah, I would do that right now. Bill is in a 3-way target. Like the snaps went I think it was 20. I can't remember what it was, but it was even for everybody. And to me, Chris Rodriguez actually looks pretty good. So better than I remember. So I might regret that when Jaden Daniels comes back and maybe somehow this offense starts to hit its stride again. But no, I would keep Tucker Kraft with this tight ends kind of having a down year right now, even though Darren Waller just had 2 touchdowns.
I know. Would you do Tucker Kraft or Michael Pittman?
Oh, I would rather have. I think I'd rather have Michael Pittman this year, Jason, to take the sure thing. Like he's going to be a top 15 wide receiver, and in PPR, that's almost like going in the first 2 rounds. Whereas Tucker Kraft, even in a redraft right now, wouldn't go until like the 5th round, anyways.
Yep, he's shown he can still play. All right, another bye. My last one here. Bye. Tyler kind of mentioned this guy earlier. Travis Etienne.
Yeah.
Okay. He's averaging 16 carries a game. Versus the 49ers, he had 20 touches. Bashal Tootin took a big old fart. He was number 2 in touches with only 5. Only 5 compared to 20 from Etienne. And he has been efficient with his opportunities. He is 4th in yards per touch, 6th in breakaway runs. He is 3rd in yards after contact per attempt for running backs with over 65 attempts, only behind Jonathan Taylor and Ashton Genty. He's 10th in carries and 3rd in rushing yards. There was talk of losing touches to Tootin, but that does not seem to be happening anytime soon because of how well Etienne is playing. I think he had like a 45-yard touchdown run against the 49ers. But the most important thing about Etienne is his offensive line. They are 4th in pass block win rate and 4th in run block win rate. They average 1.6 yards before contact. That is top 5 in the league. So their offensive line is just dominating, and he's the primary back in that backfield.
Yeah, I mean, they're in a shitty division. They've got an offensive coach that we really like, that had a dominant offensive line before, that likes to run the ball. And man, I had to watch that game. It was the first time seeing a full game of Etienne in a long time. And he looked insane. He looked like one of the best running backs in the league to me. The guy that owns him, Jason, likes to trade a lot. So, I mean, maybe we could send some crazy trades, but I doubt he's taking anything right now.
Yeah, I know. I've been kind of like thinking about it for the past couple of weeks, but, so kind of like unsure about it. But now I'm like, oh, dude, what would I give up for Travis Etienne?
Yeah, well, the reason I don't want him is because I owned him last year, and he's my biggest bust of all time, pretty much.
Right, I know. Like, cover your ears when I talk about this player. All right, would you trade him for Mika Ibuka?
Mika Ibuka. I think I would. I think that's a super fair trade right now. 2 people drafted like way overperforming their ADP, and they're going to be in top 10 at their position. I think both are. So I think I'd rather have Etienne, Jason, just because, again, the landscape of running backs is not great relative to the wide receivers, but all the wide receivers are getting injured too. So I should just shut up about that, but I still value running backs. I'd keep Etienne.
What about Etienne for, Michael Pittman?
Again, I think Michael Pittman and Buka are going to be like this, finish around the same. I'd still rather have Etienne.
Travis Etienne, Rashee Rice.
Oof. That's what it would take to get. I would keep Rashee Rice. But that's what we're talking about to get Etienne these days. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah. It's a lot.
All right, dog. Let's go on to the holds. My first hold, okay? Because I was like trying to trade this guy away, or I was actually telling you to hold him because you weren't going to get any value from him until he blew up. Well, now he blew up, Jason, and now I don't know what to do with him, because the worst thing that you're going to feel is trading him away, and then he goes on to be like insane for the rest of the year. Okay, so that's why I think I need to wait another week, and people would still pay up for him after this game. And another huge reason that I'm kind of out on him right now, I would not want to I wouldn't want to trade for him, but Colton Miller is out with an ankle sprain right now. That's our best offensive lineman, and that just happened this last game. His running back rush share rate was 84% in week 4. That number took a hit in his first 3 games, but his target share was 10%, a season high, and he ran a route on 78% of Vegas's dropbacks. His previous high was 55%, so way more involved in the passing situations. You know, like they had that video of him pass blocking, and it was just god awful. So they were just keeping him off the field. Yeah, Jason, they put him on the field again, and Zamir was a healthy inactive. So this was a plan before the game to put him on the field and passing downs. He's got at Indianapolis, Tennessee, and Kansas City, 3 kind of shitty matchups. But Tennessee is actually pretty good. But man, Jason, what would you do with Ashton Genty? Like, it would be great to trade him. His value's like at an all-time high. But I mean, there's a chance that he goes on and gets 20 plus points a game till the end of the year.
Yeah, I think they were finally like, hey, why don't we also try to pass the ball to Genty?
Just get him in space.
Maybe, yeah, just get him in space. And well, look what happened. He blew up. So, I mean, it looks like the Raiders are going to be trailing a lot, but he doesn't have to run the ball. He could take some receptions out of the backfield, which he showed that he could do, and he could do well. Score some touchdowns.
But like, I'm just saying, because I'd like to trade for him if the price was right. But like, I'm just saying you got to hold, because I don't even know what to do about his value right now, because his offensive line was so bad, right? And now there's just one better game, and they lose their best offensive lineman during that game. It's just kind of like a mystery to me still. So I'm putting it in hold. Yeah,
he's like the biggest Christmas gift under the tree. You're like, what is that?
Yeah. Well, Jason,
what do I need to get that? Yeah.
Brian Thomas Jr. was a trade away last week for us. Well, Jason, I tried to trade his ass away, and you're just gonna have to hold him. 9 fantasy points again this week, so not great. Brian Thomas Jr. hasn't put together a monster performance yet this season, but he's had a target share of 24, 29, 16, and 23% in these 4 games, man. So he's yet to score 10 fantasy points. He's got Kansas City, Seattle, and the Rams, dude, the worst 3 possible matchups heading up. I would say to get rid of him, man, but you just have to wait. I mean, watching that game, he almost had some big plays. I think you just have to wait till he blows up once, and then you're going to have to get rid of him. Because right now, what people value him at, I was trying to trade him away. It's just non-existent, dude. So, yeah, hold it until he does something, and then you're trading him away.
Yeah. Hold it, shake it 3 times, and just put it away, dude. Like, I think you have to wait until he has a nuclear game. And when he does, don't get excited and be like, all right, now's the time. I keep him all year, put him back in my starting lineup. No, you try to use that as bait to get rid of him. Yeah. I just don't. Dude, I think it's Trevor Lawrence, man. The Jaguars are running the ball great, and Trevor Lawrence is like kind of looking like shit throwing the ball.
Dude, that game was rough to watch because Brian Thomas Jr. was looking good. But anyways, okay, another hold. We're not using the trade calculators on hold because we don't want you to trade these fools. Puka,
yeah.
Puka Nacua, Jason, 37 fantasy points and you're like, man, if you guys are out there thinking you want to trade him before he gets injured, I just want to say, like, okay, he has dipped below a 37% target share in just 1 of 4 games this season. Since 2011, outside of Nacua, there's only been 7 wideouts who hit 35% target share in 3 of 4 first weeks of the season, 23 fantasy points each week, and has caught only 1 touchdown. San Francisco, Baltimore, and Jacksonville. Those are 3 amazing matchups, dude. San Francisco can't stop the pass. Neither can Baltimore. Jacksonville's whatever. I mean, their defense is opportunistic, but still, dude, Puka Nacua is like on a historical year. It's not like a once a year type of thing. It's like a once every 5-year type of thing we're talking about here, dude. So, Jason, if you have Puka, do not trade him away because you're going to be getting crazy offers for him. Don't do it.
Yeah, he also has a rushing touchdown this year.
That's insane. He's Jamar Chase from last year on juice.
Yeah, Jamar Chase started the season slow last year and ended with a triple crown. This guy started out the gate like a bull looking to seed. Yeah, that actually makes more sense now because when you said Puka Nacua for a hold, I'm like, well, yeah, like what? No, I don't want to get rid of him. Like,
I just know you're getting a lot of trade offers for him right now.
But dude, no, what you said here is like thinking about trading him before he gets injured. I'm like, dude, honestly, that has like crossed my mind.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So but yeah, I'm just holding it out, dude. I just want to be a part of history, man. I just want to be a part of.
Do you have him in our listener league
that he's in? What'd you say?
Do you have him in our listener league, Jason?
No.
You have him in our home league?
Yes.
Lucky. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And then lastly, Jason, another hold. 16 fantasy points for Rome Odunze. I would not trade away. I would be like Jason's sister and not trade away Rome Odunze. Jason, I would hold. Has scored a touchdown in each week this year and hasn't fallen below a 22% target share in any game by Washington and New Orleans. So I think people are kind of a lot of people are trying to trade for Rome Odunze. And if I was you, I don't think his value matches what people are trying to give you for him. And I think he's going to explode again, man. Like I know he's had a 37-point game, but I think it's going to be insane over the last like third of the year.
Yeah, this is the second year bump for this wide receiver. But the thing is, Caleb Williams is like, he's playing well? Question mark? Shoulder shrug?
I know. I'm just thinking he's going to be more consistent near the end of the year, and Rome Odunze is going to get a lot of points. So
I'm like, dude, is there going to be a time where Caleb's going to crash, or is he just going to keep this going?
I don't know, man. The first half looked god awful, and then they got pumped up from that interview with the sideline reporter that pissed Ben Johnson off.
That was funny. Oh my god.
You guys need to change something. I don't know. Do we?
Yeah. It's like, God, who says that?
Hey, let's get into the sells, Jason. First sell. DK Metcalf, who I was all about preseason. 27 fantasy points he had. So he had a monster game, man. 23.6 fantasy points in PPR, whatever. 27 fantasy points in our league. But he still hasn't hit a 25% target share in a single game this season. He's seen 9 total targets over his last 2 games, man. And again, Calvin Austin was the one that you wanted to start before this last game. Touchdowns in 3 straight weeks. So that is really good, but at the same time, he's not going to catch a touchdown every single week. So there is regression. And then he's got a bye and then Cleveland. So two of the 3 next weeks are going to be bad for the most, well, really bad on next week. And then Cincinnati. So take advantage of the 27-point game, Jason. Trade away DK Metcalf and get some good shit.
Yeah, well, I was looking at here hold on, dude, I'm all over the place. Okay, so yeah, a touchdown in the last 3 games, right? But the 2 touchdowns before the game in Dublin. He had 1 touchdown. He finished the week 40th overall for wide receivers. Against New England, he had a touchdown, and he still finished 32nd for wide receivers that week. And so he is getting the touchdowns, but that's it. There's not much more after the touchdown. I mean, luckily, his touchdown was the 80-yard touchdown, right? I think he just caught off a slant and was able to smoke the defenders. If he could do that every week, oh my God, championship. Is he going to do that every week? No, He is not. It's not going to happen. Best time to sell him will be right now.
Yeah, so I like that one. Oh, do you have any trade calculators?
Would you do DK Metcalf or Breece Hall?
Well, Braylon Allen just went out, so yeah, Breece Hall. But Breece Hall looked like he turned his ankle on the first catch of the game.
Breece Hall right now is 14 carries, 81 yards, 4 receptions for 22 yards.
Yeah, I would take Breece Hall.
Breece Hall, okay.
I'm going to lose this week because of Breece Hall. Damn it. J.K. Dobbins has scored some touchdowns.
What about Metcalf or... Oh, I'll give you an easy one. Metcalf or George Kittle?
Ooh, I would take George Kittle all day, man. Especially you're buying George Kittle all-time low. You're selling DK all-time high.
And then let's mix it up a little bit. DK Metcalf or Marvin Harrison Jr.?
I would take... Oh my God. I think that's like the same player, Jason. I think it's a wash, man. I wouldn't even do that trade because it's the same.
Okay.
Next up. Ooh, shit. Here we go. It's going to be a little bit messed up. Kyren Williams, Jason. I think I am ready to sell Kyren Williams. They're throwing all I do is throw the ball over there. 9 fantasy points. And we're looking at, I saw this, man. Blake Corum and him had like 9 carries a piece at some point in the game. And yeah, I did not like that at all. But this was the first game that Kyren Williams like way outproduced Blake Corum. Blake Corum's been way more efficient than Kyren Williams over the last 3 games. But running back rush share, week 1, almost 95%, no Blake Corum. Then it was 77%, then 71%, and then this last week, 59%, dude. 9 or fewer fantasy points in 2 of the last 3. He's got San Francisco, Baltimore, and Jacksonville, so three good matchups as far as I'm concerned. Kyren Williams, he is, probably going to continue to be a flex option or a low-end running back too, but I still think that you could package him for somebody and trade up, get a good wide receiver or a really good running back.
Yeah, that 59% carry share that you were talking about was his lowest since week 1 of 2023
when you picked him up off waivers.
Akers.
Yeah,
and then Cam Akers was cut like the very next day. So
Jason, that's when you picked him up off of waivers, right?
Yeah. The other stat that I saw is that the Rams inside the 10 actually throw the ball 51% of the time because for one, they have one of the baddest mofos ever to score touchdowns inside the red zone, and Devontae Adams. Of course, he could throw it. That's an easy touchdown. So when Kyren Williams is touchdown dependent, but he's not even getting the rushes inside the 10 like he used to, got a little bit of a problem.
Yeah.
Okay, let me Kyren Williams, Nico Collins.
Ooh, Nico Collins, give it to me.
Kyren Williams, Drake London.
After last game, give me Drake London. At least his arrow is pointing up.
Here we go. What about Kyren Williams for Cortland Sutton?
Ooh.
He has 2 touchdowns this game.
Yeah, Cortland Sutton's been blowing up, man. I would do that. I would keep that. I know Troy Franklin has more targets, but yeah, Sutton's having the better connection.
All right.
Okay, and then Jason, here we go. Next up, Calvin Ridley, your favorite player. We were like, man, you got to get Calvin Ridley in the preseason. This is gonna be great. 5 fantasy points, Jason. Route participation rates by week. So we talked about like 90% being elite. He was elite, right? 3 weeks. Then 42% this last week. I did read he was actually banged up. Right before the show started, I did not get to include it into this. So that's something to pay attention to. But he's yet to break past his 8 fantasy point ceiling, Jason. At Arizona, who with all their cornerbacks are injured or dead. At Las Vegas, who can't stop anything. And then you get New England. So 3 good matchups. But I don't care, dude. I'm cutting bait. I'm going to package him with somebody and try to trade for somebody, man. Try to package him with somebody and try to get Chris Olave or something like that.
Yeah, this is tough, dude. I was so big on Calvin Ridley. I'm like, I think he's a good player. I still do, honestly, but I also, in the offseason, we talked about how much of an upgrade the Titans are going to be this year. Like, make sure you get players from the Titans because they're going to be, everyone's projecting them to be lower in the scorings and
all
team efficiency and
values,
stuff.
all value players were coming from Titans.
But like Cam Ward doesn't. Right now he's not looking like the guy, but he's also getting pressured on like every drop back. So, yeah, this one kind of sucks. I've been wanting to trade this dude, but now I feel like I just have to drop him. I just have to drop him because nobody wants him, even in a package deal.
That's how I feel with BTJ right now. I'm like, doesn't anybody want anybody?
Now, if I do a package deal with him, they say take out Calvin Ridley and I'll take the deal. Just give me the single person.
All right, Jason, give me a trade for Calvin Ridley.
For Kyle Pitts.
Yeah. Do it.
This trade happened yesterday. Would you do it for Jalen Waddle?
Especially, hell, dude. If you did it yesterday, hell yeah, man. Because Tyreek Hill just got carted out of the game or whatever.
Yep.
So and try to do it now.
And then a lot of Kyle Pitts. Would you do it for Bill? Yeah, you do.
I would rather have Bill, yeah.
Yeah.
And just hope something changes halfway through the year. All right. Next up, Jason, Marvin Harrison Jr. 18 fantasy points, had a season-high 25% target share against the Seahawks on Thursday night. Tennessee, everybody saw that game, man. Saw his redemption, saw him pray to God after he caught that touchdown. Tennessee, Indianapolis, Green Bay. So two of the next three, Jason, are going to be rough. And if I could get rid of Marvin Harrison Jr., I did like what I saw, but Trey McBride's always going to be the number one wide receiver on this team. I don't know, man. I just think I would capitalize on Marvin Harrison, even though he looked good for the first time in a long time, ever, as far as I'm concerned. And that strong touchdown catch and then that back shoulder catch near the end of the game. I can't remember what that was. So, but still, it's only one game. I'd still get rid of him.
Yeah, one game, same drive, too. I watched that game, and I remember just watching the first half. I'm like, dude, get rid of this dude. He, Kyle Murray had 2 interceptions that were not his fault.
That's right.
So, fair. I don't know, man. Yeah, I am comfortable trying to get this guy off my team because I'm not liking what I'm seeing. Okay. Marvin Harrison Jr. or Javonte Williams?
Ooh, dude, if you can get Javonte Williams, man, all day. I wish I could get Javonte Williams.
What about for Chuba Hubbard?
I'd get Chuba Hubbard over him too. Yeah, dude, all these running backs with volume. Yes.
Okay. You want to get fancy?
You want to get physical?
Lad McConkey.
Oh, dude, all day. No. I would take Marvin Harrison Jr. over Lad McConkey. At least Marvin Harrison Jr. is the number one wide receiver on his own team.
And not the third?
Yes. So he's the second, not the third. Marvin Harrison Jr. the second, right? Anyway.
No, Lad McConkey's like the third wide receiver on his team.
Dude, I know. So, no thank you. Jason, this next one's really tough. Really tough.
I know. I've been stewing about it all day.
Oh, I forgot to put I forgot to put this guy's next 3 games on here, but whatever. Trey Benson, I want to say to trade for him, right? 9 fantasy points. All of the owners are super upset. Played just 11 more snaps than Amari DeMarcado against the Seahawks, and Benson ran only 5 more routes. That's largely because DeMarcado played 93% of Arizona's long down and distance snaps and the entire overtime, and seems like the fourth quarter. Only 8 rushes, Jason. What's funny though is that he has had 8+ rushing attempts in 2 games with Connor this season. So Connor's out, and he still only had 8 rushing attempts, which he's had 2 times before. So I don't know what to think about Trey Benson, Jason. Do I try to trade for him? And what would I have to give up? Right now, I'm saying to trade him away because I didn't like anything that I saw that game. But everything in me tries to say to trade for him. I am confused. I still put him on here. What would you do with him?
I'm still holding on to this cat. The Siamese cat. First off, we got this guy, in the 10th round, 11th round, 12th round. He's only on our team now because James Conner went down. So there's a reason why he's a backup. I mean, wait so late. I'm not expecting him to be RB1 on my team. I get that. But what I saw, I mean, like, yeah, he out carried everybody or in the backfield. He had 5 receptions to that one guy, Americano. He has like 2 or something, right? What it looks like is going to be more game script. They were trailing most of the game. The Seattle's actually a pretty good defense. What?
You said that one guy, Americano, which is like Spanish for American. LS Americano.
Yeah. I think he's going to be like a matchup play for the most part. I mean, he still got 9 points and that wasn't a game script that didn't favor him. So I think I'm holding on to him a little bit more before I'm thinking about trading him away.
Yeah, maybe he should be a hold because usually if I don't know what to do with him, I put him in the holds. All right, Jason, give me some trades.
Wait a second. Oh my gosh. Hold on. I put in Trey McBride.
I was like, ooh. You're like, wait, this is terrible trades.
Okay. Okay. These are, oh my gosh. Trey Benson or Ashton Genty. That happened today.
Oh my God. Ashton Genty. I would rather have.
Crazy. That's crazy. What about Trey Benson or Chris Godwin?
Ooh, that's a good one.
That happened multiple times today.
I'd probably. You know what? I know I want to trade for Chris Godwin, and I don't know about him, so I'd go for Godwin.
Okay, last one. Would you do Trey Benson for DK Metcalf?
I think I'd rather have DK Metcalf. I think I would keep DK Metcalf, and I know it sucks because you might get burned. But sometimes, man, it's like they might just be a running back guy by committee now, and just everybody gets equal. I don't know, dude. That's a tough one. I don't think I would do that because I'm confused.
Okay.
All right, man. Lad McConkey, only 2 fantasy points, has been below 20% target share in 3 of the 4 games. He was below 20% target share in 3 of 17 games. So he's already matched his target share lows of last season. Yardage has gone down every single week. It went from like 70, now it's down to like 30 something. He has not reached double-digit fantasy points since week 1. Now, he does have Washington, which Lattimore should be on Quentin Johnston. And then he's got Miami, which is a great matchup, and then Indianapolis, who's been actually pretty good this year. So, Jason, if you could get rid of Lad McConkey for anything, I would.
Yeah. I am, dude, maybe I'm just being biased because I like the lad, you know? I might hold.
I'm Ron Burgundy. I'd get rid of his ass, dude.
For real.
Because Quentin Johnston, it's not, I mean, unless Keenan Allen goes, if Keenan Allen goes down, then yeah, dude, Lad McConkey's, and you know Keenan Allen's not playing 17 games this year, so that would be the only reason you hold. If you don't care about that, then get rid of him.
Did Keenan Allen have more targets than him?
Pretty sure. He was third in targets. Yeah, he was third in targets, he was in third in everything on that tweet that I saw.
No, you're right. He had 1 less target, and I watched that game. He had like 3 more drops.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
man.
It's just crazy because like the Chargers are like passing at a rate that's like equal to what Dan Marino used to pass at. I'm just like,
and he was like a top 10 wide receiver when they weren't even passing that much last year. So it's all about Quentin Johnston.
Okay. Yeah, let's sell his ass. Let me get some. Would you do for Jawan Jennings?
Yes.
Travion Henderson?
Yes.
Stephon Diggs?
Yeah, you know what? I was just hating on Stephon Diggs. It's been terrible, but some wide receiver there needs to step up, and he just did. So I would roll the dice on him.
I think it was like his most routes that he ran since.
It's been going down like terribly.
All right.
Next up, Jason, DJ Moore, 7 fantasy points. Targets this season, Zacchaeus, 22. DJ Moore, 21. Reached 10 plus fantasy points only once this season. The bye, Washington, New Orleans. So DJ Moore, Jason, I don't think you could even start him anymore. So you might as well trade him away.
Yeah, I was never a fan of him. DJ Moore for Travis Kelce.
Ooh, Travis Kelce. I'd take Travis Kelce, dude.
DJ Moore, Nick Chubb.
Nick Chubb, and I don't even like having Nick Chubb right now.
Did he lose his starting role?
Hell yeah, he did. Now he's just clogging up my bench.
Would you do DJ Moore or Matthew Golden?
Oh, Matthew Golden for sure. Just wait for that breakout. Hopefully, might never ever happen. All right, and lastly, Jason, AJ Brown, 2 fantasy points, scored 2 fantasy points week 4, and on a 37.5% target share. That's just the 9th time since 2011 we've seen a wideout with a 30% target share and fewer than 3 points in PPR. So you'd be like, man, I got to trade for this guy. But he's had 7 or fewer fantasy points, Jason, in 3 of the 4 games. He's tweeting crazy shit right now. Then he's got Denver, the Giants, and Minnesota. I like the 2 of the 3 matchups, but he's got Denver next week. It's not going to get any better. If you could just trade away AJ Brown, I'm sure things will get better, but he's going to have like 2-point games in between his big games, man. So I still hate that. So I would try to trade him away.
This is what we talked about last week. Keep him if you want the roller coaster every 3rd game. He'll do well every 3rd game.
Every 3rd game.
Yep.
All right, Jason, do you have any sell? Oh, yeah, never mind. That's right.
Yeah, here we go. Would you do it for Mike Evans?
Man, I wish he wasn't injured. I would probably keep AJ Brown, Jason, because of the injury.
What about Xavier Worthy?
Yeah, I would do it for Xavier Worthy.
That was too easy. What about? I know you like all these. Ooh, AJ Brown or Kenneth Walker?
I would take Kenneth Walker, Jason.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Do you have any sells, Jason?
Oh yeah, dude, I do. Yeah. Good job. Sell David Montgomery. His weighted opportunities each week has dropped from 13, 11, 9, and 7 in week 4, while Gibbs has 65% of the Lions' weighted opportunities. Compared to last year, through week 14, their weighted opportunities were even split. They were at 50-50. He averages only 10 carries a game, while Gibbs averages 14. Plus, Gibbs is getting 6 targets a game to Montgomery's 2. Montgomery, this was the craziest thing here, dude. He's barely even on the field. He has a 38% snap share. That ranks 43rd. So the dude's not on the field. So he needs to be efficient when he's on the field. Has he been efficient? Let's walk down this lane real quick. What you're going to get from Montgomery are mostly games between 8 and 13 points. He had a 30-point game versus the Ravens. This will be his only nuclear game this season. It happened already. Week 3, not going to happen again. And it's quite possible you will see more games like week 4 versus the Browns where he had 1 point. I'm selling him. Get him out of here. I don't want him no more.
Oh yeah, I was like, I think I just spelled that wrong. I did.
What are you spelling on me?
Efficiency. I did it with an E, like an idiot.
Efficiency. Oh, dude. All of these are they're too easy right now. Okay, David Montgomery, Jordan Mason. David Montgomery, Jaylen Warren.
Oof. I'd still go Jaylen Warren, even though I expect Jaylen Warren was getting Gainwell's opportunities. Now it's going to go back the other way again. So that's going to be frustrating, but I think I'd still go Jaylen Warren.
I think I would go Warren. Look at these trades that happen. David Montgomery for Quentin Johnston, Rashee Rice, Isaiah Pacheco, Jordan Mason, Keenan Allen. Like all these players, I'm like, dude, I'd rather have all like Quentin Johnson. I mean, maybe not Isaiah Pacheco. Jordan Mason, Keenan Allen, like crazy trades. Okay. Yeah. One more. And I'm sad to say it. So it's another Titan who plays like an ant. Number 1 in snap share, 7th in carries, but 30th and points per game. The Titans are not scoring points. If you type in scoring offense, you'll need to scroll all the way down. It might take a while because they are 32nd overall because they're only averaging 12 points a game. And the one thing that made him valuable, the number one snap share, the volume and all that, Tyjae Spears will be entering his 21-day practice window and will be playing on the team again. I doubt Pollard will be able to keep the number one snap share at the end of the season.
Who is this again, Jason, that you just said?
Tony Pollard.
Oh, dude. And you're saying to sell Tony Pollard?
Oh, yeah. He's 30th in points per game. His volume is going to shrink when Tyjae Spears comes back. It's been 4 weeks.
Yeah, you're right. And Tyjae's a really good pass catcher, too. And Pollard was just getting a lot more passes. His target share was shit, and now it was just going up. That's a good call on that one, actually.
I mean, they're only scoring 12 points a game. They didn't score any points yesterday. His highest point, I think, is 13.
Okay. Well, hey, if you got players that you traded for or that you want to trade away, comment down below. Put those in there. We'll chime in, let you know what we think. Hopefully we earned a thumbs up, man. Hopefully we earned a subscription. That's what this show needs, man. We need it. We are begging on our knees in the street, crying, tears. It tastes like salt. I've got a high salt content. Anyways, Jason. Hey, please send us out.
I'm sorry I did that. Yes, we got a video coming out Wednesday. Tyler's wide receiver cornerback matchup. If you want to win this week, you watch that video. And we got some other videos coming out later in the week. Make sure to check them out. I'll talk to you in those videos. Deuces.
This is the Fantasy Red Zone, and we appreciate you.